Hey, folks. I wanted to explain Patreon for those that want to do it. This is what I'm doing, basically. Uh, all of the videos here on YouTube are going to be available to everybody. I'm probably going to try to make some video content just for Patreon. I'll figure that out, and when and if I do that, uh, all of the Patreon members, regardless of donation amount, will get the videos. So the lowest tiers for $1, and that gets you my thanks and all of the extra content that is on exclusively Patreon. And $3, you get a link to Discord. And pretty much once you're there, you're there. Like I'm not gonna go and filter that shit out. And there's a whole bunch of people that are already there, but this is kind of a thing for the future or whatever. I figure people will, if they want to give $3, they'll give $3. If you want the Discord, you can probably already figure out some sort of way to get it, I'm sure. So that's just giving you something for more money. I might expand that. If you have ideas for these, let me know. Um, I kind of like limited on what I actually want to commit to on these because it's like even just doing a monthly Q&A video is something that I don't know that I can commit to do every month yet. But I'm going to have to, I guess, because that's what the next one is. At $5, you can ask questions for the monthly Q&A. And like, at first, I'm going to use all the questions submitted because there's only two people there right now, so I might even take the $3 tiers questions, and I might even uh, do some questions from the $3 tier or whatever in the future too. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I think that would be a cool thing to do, like have a Q&A video just from the $3 people. And the Q&A I want to do is going to be a in-range TV Forgotten Weapon style Q&A. If you've seen those, I'm going to put up something on Discord maybe to ask questions in. I don't know. Might figure out the best way to do that. Maybe Patreon is the best way to do that. I don't know. Um, we're gonna figure out how to get your questions, and then I'm just gonna sit here and go through them and answer them, and gun questions, life questions, whatever. I think those videos from Forgotten Weapons and In Range TV are fucking cool, and I think that's a cool $5 Patreon level perk. That's why I did that one. Um, the dollar and $3 are there's going to be content here, and that gives you a $1 or $3 way to get access to all of the stuff that's going to be on Patreon too. So you give a little bit of money, and you can decide how much you want to give. And then the $5 is for people that want to ask questions. Uh, the next one is $25. I'm wanting to do a interview show, and eventually there's going to be probably a bunch of guests to choose from, and the $25 people are going to get to help me choose. And until that point, you can suggest people at least for me to go after, because actually I'm surprisingly good at being able to get people. It depends on who they are or whatever, and like my usual tactic is to go to somebody's Instagram, and if they're the one actually running it and actually managing the board and whatever and answering the DMs, usually assuming that it's not like Joe Rogan or something like that, if you send them something interesting enough in their DMs, they will answer you. And, I can say interesting shit. And that tends to get you guests. That's why I've got a battery of people that have said yes, but I've yet to like confirm dates and shit on that. And I really want this first one to be first, and that's going to happen in the next week or two. After that, I really have no fucking clue who I'm going to get. So if you have suggestions on that, I'd kind of like to get Military Arms Channel or Forgotten Weapons, maybe. I don't know on that one. I'm pretty sure Military Arms Channel would do it. And then I have a few other YouTube gun people in mind. I'd really like to get some knife makers on too, but like the main one I'd want to get has his own podcast, and I don't know if he would do mine. I think, and it's one of those like he would do a podcast with me, but it would be his podcast, and I'd have to find my way to fucking somewhere in the Carolinas, I think, to do that. I don't want to go to Night Strike country. The last Patreon tier level I put up is more of a joke than anything, unless you just really want to give me $100. I put up $100 level, called it Lunatic, and said there's no benefit to being a lunatic, so you get no benefit from this tier. If you want to give me $100, that's on you. I would discourage the use of that one, but I figure it's like a tip or something. Like maybe I do something fantastic someday, and somebody's like, "Here's $100." If someone ever actually uses that, I'll laugh. Honestly, I don't expect that many people to be at the Savage level. I kind of expected that to be maybe Savage Sharpshooter. Savage is what I call the $25 level, just to get Savage Sharpshooter there. I don't know if I'm going to keep those names on the levels. I'll probably change those up. I don't know what else about this is going to change, but this is going to morph and change over time. But you'll always get at least what I'm saying here. You won't ever get less. You'll always get more. I'm going to really try to make a go of this Patreon thing. Mainly because I like doing this. And if I can make this generate some amount of money to cover the time that it consumes, then I'm way down. If we can make enough money to where I don't have to do anything else, then that's even cooler. And like that's my goal. Like my goal is not to be like a bojillionaire or something. My goal is to like have talking on the internet somehow turn into, a few $100s a month. Maybe more than that. Maybe, $1,000 a month or something like that, but not much. Like my thought is if I can get the land set up, get my cabin built and all that, it's not going to take that much money to pay for Starlink and gasoline and car insurance. Those would be like my only fucking bills other than food. And like my buddy and I are talking about growing a bunch of food together. So at least he's talking about growing a bunch of food, and I'm talking about growing a bunch of food. I just assume at that point we're probably growing a bunch of food together. It's one of those things that like if we have places next to each other, it's probably going to be a lot of favors traded back and forth. Well, that's probably enough for this video. I was wanting to keep this short. Check out Patreon. I don't know when I'm going to do the first Q&A, but probably soon. I'm going to have it for June, but it may actually go live like towards the end of the month. I'd really like in the future to do like the Q&A, ask the question, get the questions in like the first week, film the Q&A and put it up on Patreon for like the whole month, and then make the Q&A live on YouTube the following month. And I think that's how I'm going to eventually run it. But at least here at the start, you're just going to get some fucking freebies, basically. And that's a lot of this that you're seeing now. I'm planning on slowly deciding what's worth money and what's not worth money based on audience, I guess. Like it's looking like a lot of gun shit might be put on Patreon. It's like for some reason you guys fucking eat up the gun shit. I get it. Guns are cool. Yeah, I need to figure out how to like blend more guns into the cabin project or whatever. But it's not like there's not going to be any guns there. Like there will be guns. It's just you can't have a channel focused on guns while you're building cabins. Like literally, we'll have guns in camp. We'll have them loaded. You know, we will fondle them and talk about whether they're cool or not, maybe. But maybe we'll record us doing that. But that's to the extent that guns might be involved in cabin construction. Like the cabin is more or less just a cool place to keep your guns. I really said this was going to end, and now I mean it. I'm really bad about that. Thanks for watching.